do you want out of life?
I don't know. To be happy?
To be happy.
I want the American dream. I want to be happy.
American dream. What do you think the American dream is? Is it going to college and having a lot of money to go off and buy a dream house or car? Or is it just being happy even if you don't have the fancy brands of clothing or even enough money to afford food? Do you ever just sit there and wonder, what if I didn't have an iPhone, Nike shoes, a car, or even a house to stay in? Would I be happy? We all heard the quotation, money can't buy happiness. It also turns out that money can also corrupt us. In a study conducted by Paul Piff and his colleagues at the University of Berkeley, it was proven through a rigged game of Monopoly that wealth can make us greedy. The game was rigged so only one person could get more money than others. The game was monitored through a one-way mirror. The results were that the more wealthier a player got, the meaner he became. For example, they got a more dominant demeanor, such as smack-talking and sitting in a more confident posture. This study goes to show that money is not the key to happiness. In fact, some of the poorest countries in the world are the happiest. Mihito Singh is one of the stories from the Happy movie, and his story is he wakes up at 4:30 in the morning and goes to town to pull around a rickshaw for people to get around. When he comes home, he doesn't have enough money to pay for much, but that really doesn't stop him from having a good time when he does come home. He comes home to a community that supports everyone and makes sure everyone is fed and has somewhere to sleep for the night. On the other hand, some of the people living in the wealthiest countries in the world are often more isolated, which has a negative impact on them, resulting in them being less happy. In a study, it says that even if we get a 20% raise, it still might not make us happy. The American dream has been achieved when one is happy despite his socioeconomic status.
One example of someone who did what made them happy no matter how known he was or how much money he made was Vincent van Gogh. When he started making art, his paintings were rejected and he didn't get any recognition for his work. In fact, he only sold one painting while he was living. He died not knowing the value of his artwork. Making art was Van Gogh's way of self-expression and brought him a lot of happiness. Therefore, he did not care what was said about his artwork and did what made him happy. The happiness that his paintings brought him made him more motivated. Van Gogh was a strong believer in doing what you believe in, no matter how popular. He once said, "Do not quench your inspiration and your imagination. Do not become the slave of your model."
Another example of someone who put happiness before wealth is Frank Selleck. He was an 81-year-old music teacher who lived an average life until he won nearly $1 million in the lottery. At first, he let his fortune control him by buying a luxury house on a private island and moving away from his students, friends, and family. He soon came to the realization that money cannot buy happiness. As a result, he gave away his money to his friends and family, he sold his house, and moved back to his hometown to be with his wife, and returned to his normal life. At an interview, he stated, "All I needed was my Katrina. Money would not change anything." It took a change of lifestyle for him to realize that he had everything he needed right in front of him, which was his wife.
All of these examples share the same characteristics, such as wealth, fame, and the realization of what true happiness was. Van Gogh could have chose to follow society's rule of what art was, but continue his own unique approach. Francis Lee could have let his newfound fortune consume him, but he realized that little things like teaching music and being with his family made him more happy than money. We can take away from them that wealth doesn't define your happiness. You do. According to the documentary Happy, a few ways to become happier is to cultivate passion, get out in nature, and find your flow by losing yourself in something you're passionate about.